Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So it's that time of week again. It's our usual Friday night live. Can you go and turn all those lights on, please?
Okay.
So I just thought I'd come and give you an update and have a catch up with you guys about what's going on this week. So I don't know why the screen's looking so blurry. Let's have a look. Is that any better? Oh, the lights are on. No, it's not normally as blurry as this, but okay. We'll have to muddle through. Give the lens up. No, no better. Okay. But anyway, so let's see how everyone's doing. Hope you're all keeping well. Let's give you a roundup of the things that have been going on here. So I don't know how many people follow me on TikTok or on more of the social medias, because what I do on them is I give you like little snippets of what's been going on daily on there, and so you can all see what's going on. So a couple of days ago, I managed to pick up a load, and I mean an absolute load of deck boards. So one of my neighbours had a load of decking pulled up, and we went and pulled all that, brought all that over. And for the last week or so, I've been, or last few days, I've been denailing all of that. And there's a new project happening. The kids are going to really into it, so they're going to enjoy it, and I'll give you updates on the things that we get on with that. But yeah, it's looking like a lot of hard work coming up in the next few days. Karen Smith, how are you doing? Cato Family Farm, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in. Glad you made it in. Hope you're all keeping well. What's good with you in your neck of the woods? So I just finished filming tomorrow's video, so you get a tour around the garden and you'll be able to see what's been going on and how things have changed. I had a look at the last garden tour I did a couple of months ago, and structures were in place and things were getting made, and you can see it all come to life now. Big Mac, hope you're keeping well. Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. I was almost going to say hope you're keeping hot, because I was reading Cato Family's comment, and it's hot over there. It's cooled down over here. What are the temperatures where you are? Because it seems to, we're supposed to be in for a little bit of a heat wave, but sadly that heat wave seems to have disappeared, and it's a lot colder than we would have expected. So do you know how to get rid of mare's tail, horsetail weed? So horsetail is one of those really, really old, ancient plants. Now, their roots go down meters under the earth. So it's really, really, they're really, really deep. So every time you pull it out, you're never going to actually be able to pull the whole root out unless you really dig down and get the roots down. And it's going to be really difficult, because as soon as you pull out a little fragment, you're going to be able to, it's just going to resprout. Now, best advice is to mulch it and hoe off any sort of anything that sprouts up. Every time it sprouts up, hoe it off. Every time it sprouts up, just keep hoeing it off. That's going to be the best thing that you can do. But make sure it's mulched as deep as possible. With a few layers of cardboard on top of it, and then put wood chip or whatever other kind of mulch you've got on top of that cardboard, and bury that horsetail as much as possible. Then it's always going to get through. It finds its way through cracks in concrete, and sprouts up through. It'll break its way through cement. So it's that kind of plant that will get through. It's one that's going to be really, really difficult to eradicate without going to chemicals. Now, if you wanted to go down the chemical route, what you could potentially do is, especially when it's growing at the early stages, so springtime when it's first growing, is inject the stems with what's it called? With Roundup. Inject the stems with Roundup, and maybe it'll pull that down and destroy the roots. But that's if you want to go down the route of chemicals. Ned Kelly, I hope you're keeping well. I saw your comment on the last video just saying loads of jump cuts. Yeah, I had to find ways of keeping people entertained and make sure there was a few interruptions in that video as well. You know, every time you say something, you get a kid jumping on you or you get someone interrupting you in the middle. So yeah, there's a lot of cuts in that. The camera picture seems to have cleared up. I don't know what just happened. Okay, is that you ringing it? Okay, you're putting the phone on ringer on charge. Okay. So 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's about close to 40 Celsius over here. So that's hot. Yeah, we've got what? Let's see. We've got it was 17, a high of 17 in Leeds today. Let's see what that is in Fahrenheit. 62 Fahrenheit. So it was quite. It was warm, but it wasn't hot. Fleeting visit. You should change the live stream to Thursday because it keeps crashing with Friday night football. We used to do it on a Saturday night, but the thing is, I teach during the week, so from Monday to Thursday, I teach from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. So I don't get any chance during the week. The only days I get off is on the weekends and Fridays. And what I wanted to do, we used to do it on the Saturday, but it just takes. I wanted a full day with the family, so that's why we switched it to Friday. I thought the World Cup was over now.
No, the women's.
Yeah, I thought it was over. Yeah, Spain won. So Alan, how are you doing, mate? Thanks very much for coming in.
What? I just got here.
Yeah, I just said hi to Alan. I didn't say anything to you. Yes, buddy.
I said I took a few of the planks down.
You don't need to be carrying those planks. I'll carry all those planks. You shouldn't carry those planks. They're too big.
They're too big.
No, the planks are too big. They're too heavy. You shouldn't be carrying them.
No, they're not.
Joan, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well.
Why is it ending?
Rachel, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in.
Baba, is it ending?
No, it's not ending. Alan's saying hi to you. Normally you ask why no one's saying hi to you.
You only like it. You only have 10, not even 10 minutes in there.
So Adam, glyphosate is the active ingredient. You're right to inject it, but if there is a large infestation, you would need to spray a hormone-based chemical in order to break down the waxy leaf coating. So, what kind of hormone-based chemical would you use?
They're not allowed to use chemicals.
No, I don't.
New shot.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to use chemicals.
Your dad does no shot, right?
So yeah.
My arms are gonna.
Yeah, what chemicals would you use?
My arms have disappeared and my mouth has disappeared, but I'm still talking.
We generally stay with. Keep that
My eyes have disappeared.
Your eyes have disappeared.
I'm back.
You're back.
Guys. What's happened?
Stop wobbling the camera.
What's happening?
Yeah. I don't know if I ever mentioned, but my wife started working at a farm last year or this year. So I was down there earlier on today, just taking a tour around their tomato polytunnel. And they've got this massive polytunnel. It must be about 20 meters, about 20 meters long or something. And they've got like 300 plants that are 8 foot tall. Absolutely huge.
Nobody's talking
they
to
will
me.
be talking to you. There's no comments coming through. When they come through, they'll come through. Yeah, so masses and masses of tomatoes, loads and loads of tomatoes. Okay, sit back. So it was really, really nice to see in there. So what do you do? Don't mess, please. See, Mare's Tail really does respond to regular pulling if you keep on top of it at peak times. It will reduce. See, that's what I was saying. Mulch and hoe it. Yeah, so mulch and hoe it. That's one of your best bets, and that's one of the things that a lot of people do a bindweed. I'm lucky enough not to have those kind of weeds here. Behave yourself. So, Karen
Baba has
saying, I hope
marks
your
on
family's
it.
okay.
Baba,
Zaki, you okay? See, Karen's asking if you're okay. Yeah?
Baba has marks on his beard.
Baba has marks on his beard. What marks?
On your beard.
What mark have I got?
Nose marks.
Loads of marks.
You told me once.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all good. They're keeping a handful as usual. We're off to London tomorrow. Yeah, we're in London tomorrow for a wedding. So no sightseeing, no. Okay, jump about, but don't shake the camera. Yeah, no sightseeing, none of that sort of thing. Not getting to go out, but we're at a wedding. I don't normally like going to weddings, but I'm looking forward to this one more for the fact that one of my close friends is getting married, and yeah, it'd be nice to go and see.
Yeah, I covered him.
You covered me. What are you doing, man?
I'm covering you.
We're battling over that. Okay.
Nope. Show him out of the way.
But back on so it's going to be a day trip. So down to London and then back again tomorrow. But so Sunday is going to be a full day in the garden, and then Monday's bank holiday.
The little dinosaur here.
What we get to do is
You don't want to be upside down.
Guys, the little dinosaur here.
Sunday what we'll get to do is start working on this project. Do we feed 4D is the 4D is a trade name for a chemical. It's the base for a lot of selective herbicides which kill broadleaf weeds. Okay, and not grass. So like pyrylids and those kind of things. Okay. Pyrylids, that kind of things.
She's got a problem.
I bought a load of green chilies to make a chard today. Forgot to save the seeds for it. Oh. Where we've been out of stock on Nagar chard for the last 3 months, so hopefully they'll be back listed on our website tomorrow. From Monday, we'll be doing a cook on Sunday, I think, and yeah, that'll be good. So looking forward to that. It's been a funny year, hasn't it? This year, with a lot of plants that I really do well with every year have really struggled.
Guys, I'm back.
So some of the things that we do really well with, like the bottle gourds, have been really poor this year. What's the matter?
You're just holding a place where my stomach hurts.
I'm hurting your stomach. I was just putting my arms around you and holding you.
Stop.
You need to sit. You're gonna fall then.
Cover him.
So yeah,
Cover
bottle
him.
gourds have been really poor this year. I don't know why. So how things? What have you seen that's done well with you and that you normally do really well with, that just hasn't
Happened yet.
produced this year? Have you had anything like that? Anyone?
Cover face. Cover. You can let me cover your.
You've covered
Let
my
me
face.
be
All right.
in the camera for
All right,
once.
Okay.
Let me be in the camera for once.
So yeah. So the question is, what crops have you grown that just haven't done well? That you normally do well? No one's talking to you. They will talk to you.
No.
I'll let them say hello to you.
You already said it. Get them out of here.
So my courgettes have been awful, only just producing now, and usually they're bulletproof. Why do you think they've not done as well as you do normally get?
When is someone gonna talk to me?
Ali wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. I hope you're keeping well. Dave, your mum's calling you. Go and see what she's saying. Yeah. So why do you think they haven't produced as well? You've been good with the hammer these last few days, haven't you? You've been pulling out loads of nails. Eh? Like a proper little mini me. Eh?
Stop. Stop. Ah. No, no.
Little monkey. See,
What is going on? I can catch your hand.
I think the adverse weather conditions really hit us this year. And you know, the switch between the really hot June and the switch to the really wet July, that's the thing that really hit us and hit us quite hard. And
if nobody's talking to me, then I'm out here.
That and then the things that came along with that really wet July. So the slugs. I mean, I've seen slugs this year that I've never seen the size of before. They're absolutely huge. You know, at least that sort of size and fatter than your thumb. You know, really huge slugs. I've never seen them that big. They've caused us a lot of damage this year, and normally we don't. We normally never get slugs as bad as that. This year it's just been really, bad. Potatoes, cucumber and tomatoes did pretty good, but my squash melons and corn did poorly. I think Zaki, I told you don't shake the camera. You can do other stuff, but don't shake the camera. I think just losing seeds due to rotting as cold nights in the greenhouse. Then once the plants got going, it was very rainy, reducing decent flowering pollinator. Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of people underestimate, that pollinator activity because of the rain. Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that a lot of people forget to mention. Absolutely spot on. Just such a lack of bees. I mean, normally our garden's buzzing with all kinds of different bees. This year they've been a lot less. They've been a lot less compared to normal. One thing that's done very well is my beans. My corn hasn't even fruited yet. Nasturtium has brought a lot of bees to the garden, mainly bumblebees.
Well, you got 10 likes.
That's fine. 10 likes is good.
What does this mean?
See, you got one of the things we had with our beans.
Baba, you got 10 of this.
The beans on the main
Baba, you got 11 likes.
That's fine. Leave them. The bean on the main arches, they did really well. But the beans at the bottom arch, they got.
Now you got 12.
They got eaten by slugs twice.
Ooh, 10.
And
10?
Derek's not in, but I planted Derek's giants. Yeah, there's 10 people. It means people. People.
10 people.
Yeah, so no, Derek's Greek giants, we got them planted late because I lost the seeds as soon as they sent them to me. And when we found them, it was sort of May time. We planted them, and by the time they got planted out, it was middle of July, middle of June, something like that. And they're just weak-looking plants. And it's disappointing that they haven't.
10 people again. Yay!
So I'm growing pumpkin Big Macs variety, only just set fruit. See,
you got 12 likes.
See, you're only keeping one fruit on the vine. I actually talked about some of this on my video for Sunday. We've got. Zaki, behave yourself, buddy. We've got loads of kuchikuri. But I didn't realise I kept so many of those plants. Got a couple of crown prince coming on, and some muscada provence coming on as well, quite nice. So I'll be looking forward to them. And there was a honey bolt. I've saw it a couple of times.
He got 13 followers.
He's never actually managed to produce as I would have wanted it to. This year I've got a massive honey bolt, probably about that big. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's inside there. What it actually tastes like. I'm growing a big pumpkin, Max. Right, I just want to grow a big pumpkin, not really for eating, but make a soup later with it.
No.
Do you know when the leaves are going yellow? When you're saying that, is it the older leaves that are going yellow, or is it the newer leaves? If it's the newer leaves,
Papa, do you want to continue
yes.
reading the survey? Yes.
If it's the newer leaves, then it's more likely to do with nutrients. If it's the older leaves that are going yellow, I wouldn't worry too much about that, because if it's the really older ones, they'll are the newer ones. So give it.
Papa, calm down.
Okay, just stop messing with it. Stop messing with it. It'll be fine. So if it's the new leaves, then you're looking at a nutrient deficiency.
15 likes.
So make sure you're feeding it properly. And the other thing to do is your vine that's producing your pumpkin, before and after the vine, or before and after where you've got your fruit set, bury the vine, and that'll help it to attract and suck up more nutrients. Because out of those leaf joints, do you know sometimes how vines produce suckers? That's where it'll produce more roots and suck up nutrients to feed that plant, feed that pumpkin. So Rob, how are you doing, man? Thanks very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well.
Nobody even talked to me.
I have a loofah, just one, but hoping it dries so I can put it in a soap. See, we grow loofahs, but not for loofahs. We grow them for eating.
I grew it tsunami. Dun. Oh no,
right.
He got 10 words. Before you had 11. No, you nearly had more.
Right, I'm gonna just step away for 5 minutes. I'll be back. I just need to go and pray quickly. So rather than end the stream and come back in, I just need to step. I'm gonna just step away and I'll come back. You guys chat amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back shortly. No, you won't. I will. You're gonna come to read them, hasn't it? Come on.
No.
Come on. We'll be back in a few minutes. Just a small interlude. Oh.
I'm taking out the computer now. Okay, guys, back to life.
Huh? Oh, so close. Let me just sit in the Let me just put this down.
So there we go. Sorry about that. So I'm back. Let's see what I've missed out on. There's a few more people that have popped in. So let's say, Angie, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in. Noor Ali wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Hamilton Godfrey, hope you keep it. Assalamu alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Hope you keep him well. So you're asking where I was. I just went a step away so I could read namaz. It's Maghrib time at the moment here. Hope everyone's keeping good. Yeah, so a quick update on my chilies. Chilies are now starting to come on really, really well. It looked like it was going to be a really a poor year. It was looking like it was struggling a little bit, but now that the plants have established themselves and they've come on really, really well. In both my greenhouses, the plants, they're not as big as they were last year. Last year they were almost as tall as me, some of them, Some of them are probably about waist high, so that you can see at least a couple of feet difference in terms of height. But now we've got quite a few naga set in, and we picked the first few naga off the plant, which is something that's really happy. I think last year was the best year I've ever had with chilies, though. So Jason, I have first time posting in the chat, but watch regular. I had powdery mildew on my cucumber plants this year. Never had this problem before. Got a good crop prior to losing them. Not sure of the cause. Okay, Becky, calm down a little bit.
No,
So powdery mildew, the biggest cause of that. So that's a fungal disease, right? Okay, and the biggest way of preventing it before it starts is ventilation. Now, if you Angie Marie. Okay. So the plant needs adequate ventilation in order to do well, and those fungal spores not to set. So what you want to do is make sure that you're pulling off all the suckers. Make sure, whenever the cucumber plant's setting out suckers,
I'm trying to make it go down.
You're taking them off.
I know, I can do it.
Okay, just leave them. And then the other thing is some of the leaves thin. Don't do that, Zaki. Some of the leaves you need to thin them out as well, so there can be enough airflow on. But once you've got powdery mildew, if it's causing a problem, the thing to do then is to you can read from here. You don't need to go so close.
I don't need to read.
The thing to do then is if you've got some sour milk or something like that, take the sour milk and spray the whole plant with sour milk. That really combats the fungus that's on the cucumber plant. So if you've got powdery mildew, that's a little trick to get out of it. Yeah, chilies are just amazing this year, just waiting to go red. So Derek, I think you're beating me on chilies then if yours are amazing. Mine are good, but they're starting to come good now. They're not as good as they normally are. But I think everything just seems to be a little bit bad this year. Like
There's no followers.
Like more tender plants, like lettuces and stuff like that. The slugs just finished those off. Or I planted a late bay of carrots out, and normally what I do is I cover my carrots in the early stages until the plants get established. But before I had a chance to cover it, or I might have uncovered it so I could let the rain wet the bed. For some reason it didn't have a cover on that day, and I came back the next day, and a cat had taken a massive poo in the middle of my carrot bed, and that's it. But it didn't just take a poo in the carrot bed; it scratched the whole surface up. So all my young seedlings, it just scratched them all up, and I've got. In my whole carrot box, I've probably got one corner of carrots now.
Look closely.
Look closely at what?
It looks weird. It looks weird.
Derek's
this.
Some cat pulled in my carrots. I grew some carrots. I harvested
your beds, and then she uses it like litter. She uses the wood chips like litter and buries it.
Yeah, I saw her do a weird mold potatoes.
Once I saw her do a poo.
So I've got to be careful when I sit to harvest those potatoes.
And she does it under our swing set thingy.
She does a poo there?
No, she does be there. I saw her.
A little brownie.
Yeah.
So I grew some carrots. I harvested a bit early. Nantes 2 carrots grew well in sand. So tomato food, plant food isn't going to affect the rate at which your chilies ripen. Plant food, what it's going to do is it's going to encourage the plant to produce more and more tomatoes, and it's going to encourage it to or more and more chilies or more flowers or bigger crops. So it's not going to produce. Not going to push the plant to ripen. In order for chilies to ripen, you need temperatures of 15 degree plus, and you need a chemical called ethylene in the air. And ethylene, most typical way of getting that is from ripe bananas. Any ripe fruit gives it off. So if you've got other things that are ripening in the greenhouse, whether you've got tomatoes, whether you've got some kind of fruit in there, that'll help them ripen. If not, chuck tomato skins in there, not tomato, banana skins in there, not tomato skins. Who's skinning a tomato? Yeah, chuck banana skins in there, chuck apple cores in there. This will all help it ripen. And temperature's key as well. If it's too cold, they won't ripen as well. Simplified gardening. Tony, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Kato family, gonna go back to work. Looking forward to the next. Kato family, you take care. Glad you came in. Appreciate it. Is it normal for pumpkin flowers to smell like vomit? Normally, I've never smelled a bad pumpkin flower, or squash or courgette or anything like that. Normally, they don't smell of anything too distinctive. They might carry some of the plant. Like a cucumber vine smells almost like cucumber, right? Or pumpkin will smell a little bit watery, a little bit pumpkiny, not extremely strong, but it'll have that. The vine itself or the leaves themselves will have that fragrance to it. The flower also carries a similar kind of smell, but I've never smelled a pumpkin flower that smelled bad. It the proper stank. It was like I was going to cook an omelette with it. I think it's the pollen that stinks. The pollen does have a bit of a smell to it, but I wouldn't say anything like vomit. Vomit is, yeah, it's got a little bit of a smell to it, but I wouldn't. Anyone else noticed it like vomit? I've never noticed anything that strong. You smell pumpkin flower. Yeah, I've got to say I've never smelled anything that strong. I do, like we self-pollinate them. We do have a sniff of them. We do check them out. But yeah, I've never noticed it that bad. So it lingered on my hands. I even thought a cat vomited on them. Yeah, have you got foxes or dogs in your that get into your garden? That's the one thing that might be it. But yeah, honestly, I've never smelled anything that bad. I'm gonna second guess myself and go and sniff all my pumpkin flowers tomorrow, and make sure what's happening there. So no fox. I think the farmers take care of them around it. Where are you based? What are your predictions for September, people? How do you think September's going to be? I was hoping it was going to be a bit of a warm September, and we get those plants ripening through. But I don't know, because given the prediction for the next week or so, it's going to start turning quite cool when it's supposed to be. When it was supposed to be in the middle of a heat wave. I think Europe's having a heat wave. I was hoping that'd stretch up to us a little bit, but it's been a lot colder than I expected it to be today, and the next few days are going to be similar. So Jason thinks it's going to be warm, or fingers crossed. I hope it's going to be warm as well. I'm with you on that. We deserve a warm winter, don't we? I mean, or warm autumn. We deserve a warm autumn, I think. The year's been so weird this year. So Rob's prediction is going to be like July, pouring down rain every single day. So I'm going to see. Ali, if we get 22 degrees in the first few weeks of September, I'd be very happy with that. Yeah, I'd be very happy with that. If we got 22 degrees most of August, I'd be very happy with that. But this August has been a bit hit and miss as well. It's just turned cold too quickly, I think. Like 17 degrees was the max temperature today, which is really poor. Let me just have a look at the quick forecast. Like Saturday is going to be max 18 degrees. Sunday max 19. And it's going to be 17 to 18 for the rest of the week. Oh, looking at the forecast, the start of September looks quite positive. So my sweet peas. Don't you like the smell of sweet peas? I like the smell of sweet peas. Rob, it has been cold today. We had a short spell of sun, and I thought, yeah, I'll be fine in a t-shirt. But then I was looking, I need my jumper now. Yeah, I'm a bit soft when it comes to hot and cold. I don't do cold very well. Fluctuations in temperature is very yeah, absolutely. Couple that with a bit of wind, and you're really struggling then. I still don't have an allotment after 3 years of applying for one. Any advice? Keep ringing the allotment committee and asking them if anyone wants to share an allotment. That might be a way in, because once you're in, it's much easier to get a hold of other plots. The other thing is, rather than just you just registered with one allotment site, try registering with a few allotment sites and see if you can get a chance to get in. But there's a website now called allotme.co.uk. It's an app, Allotme, and basically people are renting out their backyards as allotments. Move to where I live, there's lots of empty plots. Rob, where are you based? So I signed up to 10 locations originally. Almost how many you signed up to now? Paul Weaver, how are you doing, mate? Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. So North Leicestershire. So I'm going to probably ask you again next week, whereabouts are you based? How far are you away from Leicester itself? Because there's around Nottinghamshire and Leicester, there's a good bit of land around where you guys are, but I don't know the area apart from Leicester that well. He's working too much to get on with the new website finished. Tony, are you doing a lot of the programming for the website as well, like all the design work? Or the coding kind of work? Everything. So what have you programmed it in HTML, or have you learned another language to use it? Or using like a off-the-shelf package that you can tailor? Rob, how far is that from Leicester? There's in the city. Because you guys will be a little bit warmer than we are as well, a little bit further south. See HTML, Java, CSS, but it's still WordPress theme, just change it. Okay. I want to grow Bangla. Can you send me some seeds this winter? Inshallah. The issue is my year has been really bad this year, so it's been really disappointing. So let's see how many seeds I manage to save. But yes, yeah. This year, I think this year has been the worst bottle gourd year for me ever. Every year we do well with bottle gourds. I mean, it's one of the things that got us really popular. Or a lot of people watch our bottle gourd videos. And this year, just yeah, too dry, then too wet, and then yeah, a lot of plants just look like they're doing really well now, but the temperatures got too cold for them to, for the gourds to stay on. So I'm hand pollinating a load, and I've got probably about 20 little female flowers bagged up. So I'm just going to keep an eye out on them and see how many of them actually reach maturity. Yeah, it's been really wet. So you're about 5 miles from city centre. Okay, so I know where you are. On another note, my potatoes are finished here in Germany. Sort of, Linda, I'm looking forward to harvesting in a few weeks. I'm leaving them underground fridge for a few weeks. What do you mean underground fridge, Derek? So I was actually talking to a farmer about today about potato storage, because in the old days what they used to do is they'd store them underground in sort of like a tomb, so an underground concrete tomb. I don't know the name of it exactly, but it's almost like a grave that's lined with concrete, and just store them in there. So because the farm that my wife works at, it's run by a charity, but they've taken it over in the last couple of years. So yeah, we're just having a little chat about that. But it was I got a good little walk around today, and got to spend a little quiet time there, because normally when I'm down there, we were last time I was down there, I was helping out doing some weeding and stuff, and the time before I was down there, they were asking me to give a talk to quite a few people on the they had an open day and they wanted me to give a talk to them, but today it was nice and quiet, no kids to be chasing about, so just had a nice walk around, and really good to see. I'm still trying to decide on the farming project that I talked to you about last week. I'm just thinking it's a 20-25 minute drive, and in the summer it's fine when the days are nice and long. It's going to be fine, but when it gets cold and when it gets wet, and in the winter when you're having to be at 2 or 3 different places at the same time, that's when it's going to be a bit of an issue. That extra 25 minutes there, 25 minutes on the way back, yeah, you're talking close to an hour when you've hardly got any daylight anyway. Sunny's Garden, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. So they call it a clamp. Yeah, so bioset. There you go. Yeah. Um, see, Gary Lineker won't be far from where you guys are, then, will I? So keep your potatoes locked away because Gary Lineker's going to come chasing them. Sonny, I think it's the first time I've seen you in the chat. I hope you're keeping well. Glad you could join us and come in and say hello. Tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself to the rest of the people, and yeah. What hedge trimmers is everyone using? I'm looking at, I need a new hedge trimmer and I need a new strimmer. So I'm thinking maybe a Ryobi Plus, moving on to that, which is a bit of a shame because I turned down a Ryobi. I should have bought a Ryobi chainsaw, and then I would have already had the batteries and everything set. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe switching to Ryobi. Anyone use Ryobi? I think Rob, you said you used Ryobi last time you were in. But I compared the prices of Ryobi and Bosch because I need a new strimmer. I've already got the Bosch sort of set because I bought a drill a few years ago and that had the batteries, a couple of batteries with it. But when I look at the Bosch set and so the Bosch trimmer and the Bosch hedge trimmer, it's you're talking for the pair of them, for one with a battery and one bare tool, you're talking more than 300 quid. And Ryobi you can get for probably about 50 quid cheaper. Derek's saying still nothing else. Still's too expensive. It's out of my budget, mate. I'd love Still, but yeah, can't afford it. So, Sonny, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're based, about your little garden. Rob saying he loves Ryobi tools. See, I had a really nice Ryobi lawnmower. It was a little machine, and I'll tell you, I put that thing through hell for a long time. You know, for a good 7 or 8 years, I put it through a lot of hard work. Wild, yeah. If you've seen me mowing over hedge trimmings and cardboard and grass and everything, I put that little machine to a lot of hard work. And then one day, I think it must have got water in the motor or something, but the whole thing just caught fire. You could see flames coming out of the thing. It was funny. It was funny. The day it died, it was quite funny, but it gave me its little heart out. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. It's not budget, but it's not overly expensive either. Like Still is just, yeah. Like I'd love Still, but it's just way too expensive. Have you got battery power? Yeah, have you got battery powered hedge trimmers? What they're like, and how long do they hold their charge? Because I'm tempted to go back to a multi tool. You know, one of those. Yeah, I'm very tempted to do that because I had one of those cheapo multi tools a while ago, and that probably gave me about 6 or 7 years. And most things in my garden, or most things that come to me, have to work. You know, they don't get a rest. Everything that comes to me really has to earn its keep. If it wants a space in our house, it has to work hard. So yeah, I'll put it through put that multi-tool through some real torture. it lasted a good while. You know, it did really well for us. See, 1 by 20 years. I get it. See, Derek, I absolutely get it. It's just that one buy in the first place. um, Samuel Rhymes, the character, is it Samuel? Do you know what I'm thinking of? Vimes. Yeah. So Samuel Vimes, has anyone else put it in? And do you know the Boots theory of economics? Samuel Vimes could only afford the cheap boots, and his wealthier counterpart could afford the much better, more expensive boots. His wealthier counterpart bought the rich boot, you know, the good boots, and kept them for a good number of years. Whereas Sam Rhymes or Sam Vimes was buying boots every year, and over the course of 10 years, Sam Vimes was paying a lot more. So yeah, I get it, but it's just that initial investment's the thing that we need to get over. It doesn't even work, but still. See, let me see. Where are you getting your Ryobi stuff from? Because B&Q stock it, and Argos stock it. The Argos range isn't very great, and B&Q is always more expensive than Argos is. Or are you buying it online? Because I need to get a hedge trimmer quite urgently. I want to get one before it turns cold, and then I'm not scalping the hedges, because there's parts of the hedge that I haven't trimmed all this year at all. So the growth is probably about 1.5 to 2 foot kind of growth in some areas of the privet. So when I scalp that, I don't want to scalp it too hard before winter starts. Direct from Ryobi. Okay. Okay, I'll have a look at Ryobi website later. Later on tonight. Rob, you might have earned yourself a commission there. And yeah, see if we're buying from Ryobi. Let's have a look. Do you know what the amp hours on the batteries? Are they 2 amp or are they 4? Do you know? There's some good deals on at times. Old German VW Beetle still. See, Bosch is German, isn't it? Because I wanted to get. I was thinking about Bosch, you know, sticking on the batteries that I've won, but there's a fair bit in the gap. At the moment, things are a little bit tricky, so we've just got to be a little bit wary about what we're doing. Right, guys, thanks everyone for coming in and spending your Friday evening with me when you could have been watching football. I'm not sure who's playing or doing other things. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna call it a night here, and we'll see you again next week. Watch out for the video on Sunday. Yeah, so I'll leave it there for this one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.